The moment in your life when it's time to awaken. You stumbled upon the cottage, no mistaken, divinely orchestrated. Meet Auntie Karen, who knows where you've been searching for that clarity in this moment in life. When you're feeling so alone, Karen's Cottage is here to be a second home. We all have a common bond. Auntie Karen, the responsibility she's been given, that's what comes with psychic ability. You have to deliver in truth and humility. She's tapped into the divine. She knows that every person is here by universal design. When you hear that southern accent as she says, come on in, she's ready to begin. The duality of the Gemini personality is absolutely a reality. Don't let the sparkle in her eyes be misleading. That she will spring into action if you want a reaction. Not even a fraction of what she's got to unleash. Suggest you respect with the rest. This is her space. Don't forget about her twin who's not afraid to catch a case. If you get in her face, this is the cottage. Come on in. Now your journey can begin here at the cottage. Come on in. Welcome to the cottage. Welcome to the cottage. Come on in.
Hey y'all, welcome everybody. Hey Emma, Sharon, Joy, Kathy, Green-Eyed Devil, what y'all doing? Good to see everybody. Hello, hello. All right, welcome. Let's clear some energy. Let's do the sound bowl. This is a mini reading tradition. Y'all know that. So we're gonna do the thing. Let's go. Love that. All right. Emma, I love your profile picture. You did update it and beautiful you are. Thank you, Green-Eyed Devil. You are a sweetheart. Being a menace to society. I would be disappointed if it were any other way, Green-Eyed Devil. I'm just saying. I would be disappointed. How y'all doing today? What's everybody up to? We got the list so far up here. We still have some availability for mini readings. If you'd like one, well, the instructions are here. If you have any questions, be sure to let us know. But first up is no point in being in society. Exactly. Oh, well, thank you, Emma. How sweet are you? I appreciate that. So first up, we have Gina. I don't know if Gina is here, but let me see. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. Okay. Hey, Sharika, did I misspell your name? Did I do that? Sharika, if I did, I'm sorry. I'll fix it whenever because I think I've got it spelled wrong, but I'll fix it for you, beautiful. But Gina, let's look into the Sag. Oh, let me timestamp for Gina. Let me timestamp for Gina. Here we go. All right, here we go. Let's see what's going on with this Sag. Let's see what's going on with this Sagittarius. Let's see what's going on with the Sag. The motivations guiding Sagittarius's behaviors toward me. All right. And I am sorry to hear about the accident. Oh my goodness. Regardless of what we find out, I hope we see a rapid and speedy and smooth recovery there. All right. Let's see what's going on with the Sag. You know what's crazy? Green-Eyed Devil, guess what kind of accident it was? A motorcycle accident. Here's what's crazy, Gina. Green-Eyed Devil is a Sagittarius and she rides a motorcycle. Isn't that crazy? Anyway. But the Sagittarius she's talking about rides a motorcycle and there was a motorcycle accident. So let's see what's up. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Like talk about do. All right. Give me the Sagittarius toward Gina. What's motivating this Sagittarius? What is motivating this Sagittarius? Hey, Jennifer. What's motivating the Sagittarius's behaviors toward Gina? What's driving these behaviors? What's underneath all these behaviors? What's underneath the behaviors toward Gina? What's underneath the behaviors toward Gina with this? This flipped around, Gina, the King of Cups, which speaks to a lot of emotion. So there's legitimate deep emotion. That, based on what you and I have talked about in the past with that one, does not shock me. But I'll get more. All right. We're going to get more on this whole thing, but I just wanted to show you that. Like, that literally just, let's see. What's driving this Sagittarius's behavior toward Gina? What is driving the Sagittarian's behavior toward Gina? What is driving this Sagittarian's behavior toward Gina? What's driving the Sagittarius's behavior? This is weird. The Lovers card is here in the reverse, the Ace of Wands in the upright, and the Queen of Wands in the reverse. This is so interesting. I want to clarify the Lovers in reverse. I really think that Queen of Wands in reverse is telling me a lot. This can seem like it contradicts each other, but I don't think so. I don't think there's a contradiction. I think there's a contradiction within him, and that's what this is. That's what this contradiction is about. I want to get a little bit more before I speak on it with the Lovers card here in the reverse. I want to get more on that. Give me more on the Lovers in the reverse, please. Give me more on the Lovers in the reverse. Wow. See, there's that King of Cups again and the Hermit card. There it is. So the King of Cups, as you know, Gina, is about somebody who has deep emotion. So at the heart of this, at the core of this, is deep emotion. I feel like this Sagittarius is literally kind of arguing with himself. I think he's caught feelings for you. And I think that right now, the reason the Lovers is in the reverse is because we are not being honest with ourselves. That's why the Queen of Wands is in reverse. See, the Ace of Wands is telling the truth. That's in the upright. But the Queen of Wands, and I say she, but male or female doesn't matter. The Queen of Wands and the King of Wands, when they come up in the reverse, many times that is somebody not living in authenticity, not being true to themselves, not living their life in truth and authenticity. And I kind of feel like that this Sagittarius has caught deep feelings for you, which does not shock me. I kind of been seeing a little hint of that in some of the readings that we've done and seen him here and some other stuff that we've seen. But I think his feelings have deepened. And I think he is maybe arguing with himself about whether, I don't know if he's arguing about whether or not he has the feelings or whether or not he wants to act on them. Okay, one or the other. But that's what's up. Right now, he's very reflective about this. He's internalizing a lot with the Hermit card here. Page of Swords, he's kind of watching you, but he's, and then the Ten of Pentacles here in the reverse. That's why I kind of think there's definitely this fight of what do I do? What do I do? Sagittarius does not want, okay, in fairness, Sagittarius does not want to play games with you, doesn't want to hurt you, doesn't want to get hurt. all of those things. That's a big issue with this Sagittarius, not wanting to hurt you or be hurt. Also, doesn't, and it's kind of funny because Wheel of Fortune here came up in the reverse. It's like, I don't want to interfere with my own life plans. And that is Sagittarian energy, the Wheel of Fortune, but we pulled it up in the reverse. See? So it's like, I've got this life plan that I've got planned out. And, you know, this is what I feel is counterintuitive to what I'm planning to do. I don't know if that makes any sense. So long story short, at the bottom of this thing is emotion. All right. And I don't know what the behaviors are. I would, based on what I'm seeing, I would suspect that at times this Sagittarius is very loving towards you, and maybe other times even grumpy or pushes you away. Because just, you know, really conflicted, if that makes sense. Ultimately, the Sagittarius is going to open up to you about what's going on inside. I do see that. I absolutely do see it. I would not be shocked if you and Sag don't end up in something that's, I'm kind of seeing this thing possibly take a turn and go towards something more serious, more substantial. You've got to let me know, Gina. And I don't know if you have tuned in and you're listening, or if you are going to tune in later, but you're going to have to let me know, Gina, if this makes sense to you based on what behaviors you're actually seeing, right? So that's what I got. That's what I got. And Green Eyed Devil offered an interesting perspective just then. She's a Sag, and while she doesn't know your backstory, and that's okay, Green Eyed Devil, you made a good point. She says Sagittarians fight themselves about the one that they're going to marry, which is very interesting. This Sagittarius that we're reading about, Green Eyed Devil, he's a good dude. He's a good dude. But, you know, and I don't think he's a player at all. He's not. He's really not. So I am curious to hear back on that. Curious to hear back on that. Not surprised to see that King of Cups coming up. And that came up twice. I mean, as if to say, it was like my cards, I said what I said, right? He is, and he probably gets upset because he's comfortable with her. I do believe that. I do believe that. I do believe that. I think you're more in tune with that than you might realize. But that's what I got, Miss Gina. That's what I got. And I hope that gave you some clarity. Let me know. And next we are going to, let me see what we got here. All right. Oh, let me fix the spelling for Sharika. And then I also need to add Chloe to the list. She booked just now. So let me update that information on the screen. All right, there we go. All right, so next up is Emma. Yes, next up is Emma. All right, here we go. Let me timestamp for Miss Emma. All right, there she is. Hey, beautiful. All right, so Emma, and we have two questions. How is Mike's energy toward me? And then will we meet up before the end of the year? You are a Cappy Sun, Libra Moon, Scorpio Venus, Mars, Jupiter rising. Wow, that is crazy. That is an interesting mix. And you have very strong Scorpio energy, which I like. I like Scorpios. It's just, it is what it is. That's some intense placements with all that Scorpio and then the Capricorn, and then that, bless that little Libra moon's heart. That Libra moon just is in the middle of all that intense energy. But let's see what's up. Let's see what's up. Let's see what's up. Right, Green Eyed Devil? All right. let's see how Mike's energy is toward Emma, the Capricorn sun, Scorpio, everything else. Emma, the Capricorn sun. Give me Mike toward Emma. He's a Gemini. Okay. Give me Mike toward Emma. 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 Give me Mike toward Emma. Give me Mike toward Emma. Mike toward Emma. He's got love for you. That King of Cups be hitting tonight, y'all. Look, there he is again. You saw me shuffle. King of Cups. First card out. There's deep emotion here. Five of Pentacles and the reverse, Three of Pentacles. Emma, do you have history with this person? Have y'all been dealing with each other, or things kind of up and down with him? Because I feel like things pick up. I see things like, it looks to me like things have been at a lull and they pick back up, if that makes sense. Hello, Cheryl. But I do feel like he wants to he wants to move toward you. We split in June 2024. I see him wanting to reconnect with you. He's got emotion for you. He's slow and steady with that Three of Pentacles. But I don't really feel like that is tentative, just slow and steady. Let's dig into the Three of Pentacles just a bit more. It doesn't feel tentative. It just feels slow and steady. But let's just get a little bit more on that with the Three of Pentacles, please. Give me more on the Three of Pentacles. Give me more on the Three of Pentacles. Eight of Swords. Yep, there's that Gemini energy in the Minor Arcana right there. Lovers in reverse, Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. So I'm glad we dug into this slow energy. Here's the issue. Deep love, but this is slow. And I think the Gemini, that Eight of Swords is a very interesting card, because what that's telling me is this Gemini is up in their head about this thing. The Lovers is Gemini's energy. That's in the reverse. Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. So the Gemini may be actually going slow, dawdling. Are you familiar with that term, dawdling? Gemini wants this to work out, though. Stuck on you. Six of Swords in reverse. Lord, Gemini. Here's the issue. Gemini doesn't want you to go anywhere, but Gemini is nervous about long-term commitment. Thank you, Steph. Oh my God, you were so sweet. Thank you, Cheryl. This is it. Emma, the reason I think Gemini is so slow, I think Gemini wants to be with you. The Gemini has issues about something long-term, or taking it to a serious level, or something of that nature. Here's the real thing, though. Gemini has love for you. I don't see Gemini having really any other interest in others. I think Gemini just wants their freedom. Does that shock me? No, it does not. Let me talk about the Scorpio-Gemini dynamic a little bit, Emma. I don't know if you have heard me go down that rabbit trail, and it is a rabbit trail. There are entire books written about the Scorpio-Gemini dynamic. And I have experienced that a lot, okay, in my life. And I love Scorpionic energy for a number of reasons. My mother was a Scorpio. I've had many amazing friends that have Scorpio sun or Scorpio rising. And I've dated more Scorpio men than any other sun combined, right? And my daughter's father is a Scorpio. So I know Scorpio, and I've studied the hell out of Scorpio energy. So I know a thing or two about Scorpio and Gemini. And Scorpios are amazing. Scorpios are so deep, and so intense. Okay. And that intrigues the Geminis. And there's a lot that attracts those two signs to each other. However, it can be very difficult for those two signs to build something long term. Not impossible, but difficult. Definitely navigable. Okay. Not impossible. But the same things that draw those two signs together are the same things that make them have friction. Gemini is all over the place, crazy as hell, funny. And Geminis, as a rule, are not as serious and intense as Scorpio, Capricorn energy. And that can be frustrating to Scorpios at times. That can be very frustrating. And Geminis can get very frustrated because, Scorpios, and don't take this the wrong way. Look, again, I love Scorpios, but Scorpios can be a little bit a little controlling, a little possessive, and Geminis are like, don't fence me in. And I feel like this Gemini, I'm getting this flighty energy over here from the Gemini with the Lovers in reverse and the Eight of Swords. Six of Swords in reverse, he's stuck on you, but the Ten of Cups in reverse, not really wanting to do something long term. Knight of Pentacles in reverse, he's dawdling. He's tap dancing around, taking this to something more serious. And that could be okay if that's enough for you. But if it's not, if you're like most Capricorn, Scorpio energies that I know, and let me tell you what I know about Scorpios. When they love, it's like this. And you're going to love like a Scorpio because that's your Venus and you've got that Scorpio stellium. But when a Scorpio loves, it's like, if we're not merging souls, why are we even here? Scorpio doesn't do anything half-assed. Scorpio wants you to be all in or not. And Gemini's just like, hee. And both are great energies, but they're just very different. Okay. And you got to know how to roll in the deep with Scorpio, in the deep, dark heart of the ocean, right? That is their soul. And so I think that's the issue here. I think this Scorpio, so let me get back to, I went halfway around the world to talk about that for a reason. The Gemini has a lot of love for you. Gemini's stuck on you, and I don't see any other person in Gemini's life. So if there is another person, they're not significant. You're the one, if there was ever going to be one. The issue is, I'm not sure there's going to be one in that way, if that makes sense. I feel such intense emotions for him. And yeah, and he does you too. Okay. He does you too. But the issue is he's dawdling. Yeah, that green-eyed devil says that's why they can't stop coming back to each other, because they seduce the heck out of each other. Yes. And let's talk about it a little bit differently. This is another thing about the Gemini Scorpio dynamic that I've not read, but this has come to me through gnosis of my own. Pluto is Scorpio, one of Scorpio's rulers. Pluto rules the subconscious mind. Okay. Mercury is Gemini's ruler, and Mercury rules the conscious mind. Now, in a perfect world, shadow work is about integrating those two energies within all of us, okay? But it's like gasoline on a fire sometimes, okay? There's a lot of friction between the conscious and the unconscious mind. It takes a lot of work if you're going to navigate a Gemini-Scorpio romance for that reason. Can it be done? Yes, it can. But it takes a lot of work. And so both of these folks are pros at mind games. Geminis are good with the conscious mind games. Scorpios will fuck you up in a way that you don't even see coming, because again, they're in the subconscious, okay? And this is why, Geminis can fuck with a lot of people. They can't fuck with Scorpios usually. and it drives us nuts. Okay. And that's when it's like y'all are like the hot stove that we can't stop touching sometimes. So he's definitely attracted to you. He's in love with you. But the problem is he is not as ready to be stable and a connection as I believe you are. He feels those emotions, but he's just not really ready to settle into something serious. I know I went halfway around the world to go through that, Emma, but I felt like it was relevant, especially seeing what I saw. The thing, it was intense 3 months. He suggested going serious, then ended our relationship. Yes, he got cold feet. I think it didn't end well. Yes. And what I feel, and based on what I'm seeing, and it's interesting that you would say that, I feel like this. Your Gemini, let's talk about the emotions. And make no mistake, he's got deep emotion for you. That's the problem. That's the problem. The emotional vulnerability. And let's talk about that. Scorpio demands that emotionally you strip naked. You must be transparent from an emotional standpoint. And that's scary for people that struggle with emotional vulnerability. Okay. It's scary. And that's why he runs. And that's why I see him dawdling here. Those emotions get intense and there he goes, right? He'll get cold feet again. And until he addresses the issue here, the fears around that avoidance, the fears of emotional vulnerability, from a shadow work perspective, he's going to run from these very deep, intense connections. Does that mean that he won't get with somebody else? Yeah, he could. Somebody that he doesn't have a deep connection with, because there's not the emotional vulnerability there, so it's easier. It doesn't make any sense. But people who fear emotional vulnerability prefer people that they don't have a deep connection with, because it doesn't take as much to be with that person. And I don't see a third party here. That's not what I'm saying at all. Au contraire. But I'm just saying, don't be shocked if he runs and goes to another person. Don't be shocked. They will do that. And it's because the other person is easier. And it's not that you're mean. It's not that you're a mean person. It's just that you can see this person in a way that others cannot. Scorpios be like that. He has childhood trauma, had a bad marriage. Yes. Yeah. It's easy. Yeah, you get it. It's easier to take the easy route. Yes. It's the path of least resistance. And it has nothing to do with you being a drama king or a drama queen. It's not that at all. You guys could be, smooth sailing. You could be the easiest person in the world to get along with, but it's that energy. But I would never suggest that you water yourself down. I think that energy is lovely and beautiful. You got to find the one that's going to really be able to handle that. Scorpio energy is big and it can be intimidating. And that's what I see here. I saw him and I think he panicked. Yes, it was very compassionate and caring. Yes, he felt that. He did feel that. Absolutely. Absolutely. I guess one thing that makes me a little bit different than a lot of Geminis, Emma, is number one, my moon is in the 8th house, and the 8th house is ruled by Scorpio. So that's literally my comfort zone. And two, my mother was a Scorpio. I was raised by a Scorpio, and I was very close to my mother. And so, and that is, by the way, why the moon represents your mother. My moon is in the 8th house because I have a Scorpio mom. And that's not always the case, but usually you can tie your mom to your moon sign in some way. And so, yeah. But at any rate, let's see if you guys will meet up before the end of the year. That was your second question. That was your second question. Let's take a look. Yeah, Scorpios can be amazing as far as being compassionate and caring. You guys can be so nurturing. So let's see if you guys, let's see what the energies look like for you guys to meet up between now and the end of the year. There is Britt Girl. Speaking of Scorpio rising, That is one of my homies. Emma, I told you I had friends that had Scorpio placements. She's a Taurus, but Scorpio rising. Brick Girl is a close homie of mine. See, I can't leave Scorpios alone. I love them. Anyway, let's see if the energies look good for you to meet up with this Gemini between now and the end of the year. Let's see what we got. She heard the call. We summoned her. We summoned a Brick Girl. Let's see what the energies look like for a meetup between now and the end of the year, Emma, for you. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got for a meetup between you and the Gemini. I know you're not a Scorpio, you're a Capricorn. They're different, but they're more similar than you might realize, those two signs. Anyway. Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, High Priestess in the reverse, Six of Wands. You know, he may end up, the timing looks off. He may end up, he's going to postpone this thing. He's going to squirrel out of it. But what's crazy, and he may disappear, but you know what? He's going to pop back up. I see him almost disappear. I almost get the energy he's going to disappear on you before then, Emma. Or squirrel out of it in some way, make some crazy excuse, and then pop back up again and try to get back in your energy again. The Sun in reverse, the Five of Swords in reverse, King of Pentacles in reverse. See, this is the thing. It's just a stability issue. It's just a stability. It's that intensity and that stability and that steadfastness. It's not love. It's not the love. He loves the shit out of you. It's not that at all. In fact, that is it. The emotional vulnerability, literally. Yeah, it's not that he doesn't love you. It's because he does. If that makes sense. His energy fluctuates. Yeah. 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 Most assuredly. Lauren, how are you doing? But that's what I got, Emma. That's what I got. What the fuck? Oh, I can't even say anything, Emma. I mean, because you're not wrong. I don't, and I will say this, Emma, as squirrely as he is, do I think he's a bad guy? No, I just think he's a typical Gemini male. And I think you are one of those amazingly beautiful, dark energy, dark goddess Scorpio types, right? That just, he can't handle it. Does that make sense? That's what I got. Emma, if I were to pull tarot cards on you too, he would come out as a Page of Wands and you would come out as an Empress or a High Priestess, right? That's that. And I feel, look, when I read for people, Emma, I can feel their energy and I feel his energy and I feel yours. And I don't think he's a bad guy, but you're like an adult and he's like 8. You are welcome, Emma. You are welcome. Let's go to Jennifer. Let's go to Jennifer. And thank you, Emma, for booking a reading with me. No, don't say that, because love does not make sense. I had to learn that a long time ago. There's no logic in love. So you give yourself permission to have the feelings you feel. That's perfectly fine, Emma. Let's see. Emma, I found out I was a Scorpio rising and I felt understood for the first time. I'm a Taurus sun and moon and I have no patience. I was not installed with it yet. But all right, Miss Jennifer, let's get it. How you doing? Jennifer, the student. Let's see what's going on with Jennifer. Jennifer, there's a noise. Oh my goodness. That's been occurring at night in my apartment from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. Is it coming from the upstairs tenant? Will this be resolved? This is strange. This is strange, Jennifer. I was not expecting this, but okay, we're going to walk with it. Let's see. I think the issue is due to the tenant upstairs. They insist it's a cricket, but I don't think it is. I think it's the person upstairs. Okay. We're going to find out what we need to find out. What's the best way to ask this question about the upstairs neighbor? I'm going to go back and read what you said again. Tenant upstairs, very difficult, complex manager, not helpful. Okay. Brick girl, I know. I swear. I thought the same thing. That was the first thing I thought when I first started reading it. I was like, oh my God. Huh. Wow. Let's look at the upstairs tenant. Was it the tenant? Was it the tenant? Give me the energy of this tenant. Was it the tenant that was responsible for the noise? Was it the tenant that was responsible for the noise? Was the tenant being dishonest about this or no? We're going to find out. Hey, Kim. We're going to find out for you. I'm going to find out about, give me the energies of that upstairs neighbor. Was that upstairs neighbor being straight up or no? I kind of feel like this upstairs tenant may have been messing with you a little bit. I don't think you're wrong. I don't think your gut is wrong on this thing, Jennifer. I don't like the energy around this person. Judgment in the reverse, High Priestess in the reverse, Lovers in the reverse, Ace of Swords, Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. I don't think it's anything major, but I think this upstairs tenant is like, I don't know why, but trying to do stuff to get at you. Why would you be targeted? Two of Wands, the Hierophant, Empress. Have you had dealings with that person? Jennifer, have you had some sort of dealings with that person? Because I think I know what this might be about. I know you just moved in 3 weeks ago, so you probably don't know what. Give me one more on this. There is something about this neighbor. She's jealous of you. She's jealous of you. You must be very attractive, Jennifer, because this woman sees you as very attractive and sees herself as very not. There's jealousy here. Yeah, she's jealous. She's jealous. I'm not sure why, but she's Yeah, single white female vibes. Yeah, then the cricket noise. I wouldn't be shocked if she didn't have some sort of a recording of a cricket, right? Too much estrogen, right? She's jealous of you. She thinks you've got it going on and she doesn't. That's what's up. What a I did not expect to see that, Jennifer. That's what's crazy is you just moved in there. Like she didn't even know you. She didn't even know you, and she's already come to the conclusion that she's already passed judgment in reverse. She's already passed judgment on you just with the way that you look. Like, who does that, right? I know. Mm-mm-mm. But you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I think your other question was about whether or not this will be resolved. So let's see how this looks going forward. Ain't that the truth? Let's see if this is going to be resolved. Give me the Emma came up with the right word. She's a banshee, right? Let's see. Let's look at the future energies on this situation between you and this neighbor. Future energies. Brick girl, the neighbor is a selfish cow. All right, let's see what's up. Give me the future between Jennifer and this neighbor. How do things look going forward? Is this going to settle down or do we have more crap? Let's see. Give me the future of the energies around Jennifer and this neighbor. A cow with crickets, right? What are the future energies here? She's going to continue to be a pain in your ass, Jennifer. She's going to continue to be a pain in your ass. The moon card, that's shady. The Seven of Swords in reverse, you're going to constantly be annoyed by her. And then that King of Wands in reverse, she's not living authentically. She might have a beef with you. I mean, she's kind of a salty bitch with that King of Wands in reverse. Seven of Wands in reverse. It's because you make her feel less than. It's not your fault, it's hers, right? It's not your fault, it's hers. Why is the Three of Cups here? Okay, this is insane. Jennifer, listen. This is insane. This is going to be hard for you. You might be well served to flip the script on this thing, Emma. My cards are suggesting that you extend an olive branch in some way. Invite her over to dinner. Invite her to go out for coffee. Invite her to whatever, okay? Invite her to Pilates or whatever it is that you do. Or, bake her some brownies. And don't put X-Lax in them. You see what I'm saying? Or do, the cards are suggesting do something yourself. Yeah, take her a shit cake, right? Yeah, the cards are suggesting that you extend an olive branch. I know that's hard. That's going to take every ounce of kindness and decency in you. Now, only do it now. I'm going to tell you what I would do. If I did that, I would do it one time. One time. because we don't kiss ass around here. If I was going to extend an olive branch, I would do it one time, once, and that's it. Because we got boundaries, we got self-respect, and we don't let people walk all over us. Correct? Okay. And with that, I have to leave you with this, Jennifer. Sorry, I had to. But that's what I got. I hope that helped you, Jennifer. All right. Next up is Sharika. Let me timestamp for Sharika real quick. Yes, right. It's a quiet night tonight. You are welcome. And as always, thank you, Jennifer. Good. Sharika, hello, beautiful. What's up? Let's see what, let me look at your things that you sent in. Okay, so Sharika, will I ever be completely happy with my Taurus, or is this a dead end relationship? We will find out for you, love bug. We will see what's going on. Sharika, give me your zodiac sign as well. And I like to know the zodiac signs. It's not, I don't have to have it, but I just like knowing them. But I know you're dealing with a Taurian. Aries, Taurus. Okay. Let me get the future joint energies between you two. I'm going to start with that, Sharika. Give me the future joint energies between Sharika the Aries and this Taurus that she has asked about. Give me the future energies between Sharika the Aries and this Taurus that she has asked about. Give me the future joint energies between the two. Joint energies between the two. Joint energies between the two in the future between Sharika the Aries and this Taurus that she has asked about. Give me the future energies between these two. Give me the future energies between these two. Give me the future energies between these two. Ace of Wands, Two of Swords in the reverse. Okay, that's okay. Yes, here's what I think. Sharika, I think things are going to pick back up. It almost looks like a renewal here between you two. I think you guys are going to, I think there needs to be some conversation with the Two of Swords in reverse, where you guys talk about the ifs, ands, and buts around everything, what you're looking for, what the Taurus is looking for. And because I believe it looks like there is room for this thing to pick up and go somewhere. Death card in the reverse, if that makes sense. Yeah, okay, Nine of Wands in reverse. Let's talk about it. I think you guys may be, with the Nine of Wands coming out like that in the reverse, Seven of Pentacles in reverse, I think one of your issues, you and the Taurus, you guys may be in some patterns, some continuing patterns. I don't know if it's you or the Taurus or just the dynamics between the both of you. Those patterns have got to be broken. And, otherwise, it might continue to be just, kind of a dead end. But I feel like there's a lot of potential for you guys to work things out. Now, it's going to take work on both parts, on your part and the Taurus's part. And there's got to be a strong desire. And, you're in the patterns. Okay. And so both of you have got to do some inner work to break those patterns. There is a lot of desire on both sides for you guys to work things out. What's interesting, and Green Eye Devil alluded to this a little bit in her comment, I see this a lot, and I have experienced this firsthand a lot. And let me explain this. You have, I'll read a lot of times for people in connections that are next to each other on the zodiac wheel, and Aries and Taurus is one of them. I'll read for Taurus, Gemini, Gemini, Cancer, Cancer, Leo, Leo, Virgo, Virgo, Libra, like that, right? And it's crazy because people many times that are beside each other on the zodiac wheel will be drawn to each other. And what's crazy is there's inherent friction between those, because pretty much the person next to you on the zodiac wheel on either side of you is going to be a lot different. Okay. And that's what draws these people together. And it's also what creates the friction, if that makes sense. So that, but can it work? It can work. It can work, but it takes work to make it work on both sides. You got to do yours. The Taurus has got to do theirs. Without that, it could continue to be this kind of this dead end street. But I see a strong desire. There's a lot of potential. So that's what I see here, Sharika. That's what I see here. Communication is a big issue between you two. That's a big issue between you two. And, Aries and Taurus do life differently. And I like both of them. So I don't want you to think that I'm not dissing on either sign. I love Aries and I love Taurus. Aries are straight to the point. They say what they mean, and then that's it. Taurus, they're going to marinate on something for a month before they say something sometimes, right? They internalize a lot. They're going to be slow to respond. You might say something to a Taurus and they might sit there and you might not get a response for 2 weeks, a month, or whatever. And it's not that Taurus doesn't care. That's just Taurus, they life differently than Aries. They life differently than Gemini, right? And look, I raised a Taurus, and Britt Girl is a Taurus that raised a Gemini, very interestingly. So talking about signs next to each other on the zodiac wheel. So I think that it's going to take some understanding of the other person's needs, the Taurus understanding you and you understanding the Taurus, and a lot of bendability on each side, flexibility, adaptability, if that makes sense, right? Yeah, we can be slow to speak when we don't know what to say. I think that's true, and go quiet. And you'll think that they've ghosted you, and they haven't. Or not intentionally. I mean, it can feel that way, but yeah. Yeah, and that's another thing. Taurians can be a bit possessive, and that can be stifling to Aries or Gemini. That can be problematic. So that's another thing. And that's one of those things that you guys have to find a meeting in the middle on. Well, I think you can't do it alone. I think there needs to be an open conversation. I'm not going to sit and tell you to wait on anyone. And if there's not a willingness and an openness on the part of the Taurus, I think there is, but it's going to take both sides coming together. You can't do this by yourself. Yeah, call it out. We appreciate direct. Yeah. He's trying, but there's a big age gap. Well, age is just a number. I'm not sure, but and that, sometimes that can be tough to navigate. Sometimes it can. It just kind of depends. But I don't think that alone is problematic. But that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. Yeah. You're welcome, Sharika. Sharika, keep us posted. We are rooting for you as always. As always. Most assuredly. I need to update the list. I thought I saw another one come. Hold on a minute. Didn't I see something come through here? Okay, that's Joy. Hold on a minute. I thought I saw. I'm losing my mind. I thought I saw. Alyssa, I know you're here, but I thought. Hang on. Let me just go look and see. Let me look at this because I thought I got another notification from somebody named Lene. So this is confusing. I got to update the list, but I got to make sure I get it right. Okay. Okay. Alyssa, that is you. All right. I got it. All right. So let's do, after Chloe is Alyssa. See, and that's the difference. It all depends on your chart, Green-Eyed Devil. See, I have a Taurus stellium. My Jupiter, Mars, and Mercury are all in Taurus. And so I vibe with Taurus, and it's kind of different, but I vibe with Taurus, right? Ooh, scandalous, Emma. Scandalous. But yeah. I could see that, Green-Eyed Devil. I could see that. I dated a Taurus. I liked him. He was cool until he got drunk. But we won't go there. That was whenever, yeah. It was the drunk text for me that I did not see coming. Hey, Cheryl, you'd like to go on my order list? I would love that. You can get on the list by either going through Cash App or PayPal. And the directions are in the pinned comment at the top of the chat. It's also scrolling across the bottom of the screen. I don't know if you can see it. But if you need the info, let me know and I can just drop it in the chat in fact, I'll just drop it in the chat. I'll just do it. I'll just do it. Okay, there we go. See, yeah, you do. Or you very much roll outwardly like a Scorpio, Brick Girl, and that's that rising sign. Cameron is a Leo, and I'm a Virgo. Okay, Miss Joy, let's see what's up. I know you sent me an email. I'm going to go look at your email. I think you had asked me if we were going to spy on this Leo. Let's see what's up. Where'd you go? There you are right there. Let me see. Hello, Auntie Karen. Can we spy on the Leo who I'm in no contact with? Does he miss me? Should I reach out even though I'm on block from calling him? Let's see what we can find out, Miss Joy. Let's see what's up. You said he is a Leo. Let me get your sign again. You're a Virgo. Okay. See, there's that Leo Virgo next to each other on the zodiac wheel, right? I don't know if you were paying attention whenever I was reading earlier for Sharika. My biggest heartbreak was from a Cancer. That's right next to the zodiac wheel. My other biggest heartbreak was from my daughter. That's the Taurus. So, yeah, I mean, it's like, What's going on with this Leo? Cameron, the Leo, toward Joy, the Virgo. Tell me what's going on. What's in his brain? What's in his energy as it relates to Joy, the Virgo? Tell me what's in this Leo's energy as it relates to Joy, the Virgo. What is in this Leo's energy as it relates to Joy, the Virgo? Eight of Swords. Well, you're definitely on the Leo's mind. You can delete it, Green-Eyed Devil. You want me to? Which one? The one about striving to be like them? I'll delete that for you. I'll take it off. All right, there we go. Give me Cameron the Leo as it relates to Joy the Virgo. So you're on the Leo's mind, Joy. I did see that. He thinks about you a lot. Give me the Leo as it relates to Joy the Virgo. The Leo as it relates to Joy the Virgo, please. The Leo. Tower in the reverse. Sun in the reverse. Nine of Wands in the reverse. Okay. So let's see. She said, I did a drive by his house last night and he was on the porch. Did he see you, Joy? I'm so crazy. I was asking that. But do you think he saw you? Nonetheless, right now, you don't think so? You don't know? You don't think so? Okay. Here's what I think, Joy. You're on his brain, no doubt about it. We saw that with the Eight of Swords. He is avoiding you like crazy. And it's interesting because in his mind, he feels like that it would be too stressful or a disaster or both. All right. Too hard, too much work, too stressful. You may trigger him. The Tower in reverse and the Nine of Wands in reverse is where I'm going from that. And it's interesting because the Sun here is in the reverse. That tells me a couple of different things. He's not happy, number one. And number two, that Leo is just, he's ducking out. That's literally Leo energy, but in the reverse, right? Did you honk the horn and wave? Rigger. So he's in this energy of avoiding things. We're going to dig deeper into why, okay? We're going to dig deeper into what's behind this Nine of Wands, all right, and this Tower, what he's so afraid of, or what he's trying to avoid and why. So we're going to find out, Joy. Why is he avoiding this? Okay, this is the thing, Joy. Let's talk about it. There's unfinished business between the two of you. You guys have this connection. You guys have this thing. It's like you guys have this tie to each other energetically, right? It's like there's unfinished business. Am I saying he's going to come around? No, maybe. We'll find that out, okay? But there's definitely still that energy between you. Has he moved on? Hell no, he has not. He thinks about this a lot. That's why the Eight of Swords is here. Energetically, his thoughts go back to you even when he tries to get his mind off of you, all right? I do see that. What's interesting is this next card, which is the Five of Wands. You definitely trigger him. And sometimes that can be when you have a soul connection, you can trigger each other and it makes things stressful. It makes things difficult. It makes things hard. And it's not that it has nothing to do with you. Like you might not do a thing to trigger him. It's just your energy. Okay. You might not do a thing to trigger this, Leo. It's just the energy between you two and the way that it meshes together. But he's definitely triggered. And what's crazy is the Fool card is the next card out. I kind of think this. You know what this Leo is saying to me? Auntie Karen, I'm channeling your Leo right now, Joy, and the Leo is talking to me. Auntie Karen, if I give Joy the Virgo the time of day, I can't tell her no. I'll be all in again. And that would be too hard because she triggers me. Because it's such a deep, intense connection. That's what's up. Yeah, you do. You intimidate the hell out of this Leo. And let me tell you this. Let's talk a little bit about that Empress. That's how he sees you. That's the ultimate compliment. Except, hear me out. Let me tell y'all a little secret about the sun sign. The sun sign is what we are learning to be. It's not who we are. We are actually more in our rising sign and our south node when we hit the planet. That's where we're comfortable, okay? Leos, one of the biggest challenges for Leos is to learn to have, y'all brace yourself for this, to learn to have a real self-confidence. Not an ego, but a self-confidence. Leos are born with a fragile self-esteem. And that's why many times you run into Leos and they seem like they're egotistical. And it's because they're covering for a shitty self-esteem. So beneath that big old ego that they have to learn to tame, and that's represented in the strength card in the tarot, okay, is this ridiculously big void where a self-esteem should be. Leos have to learn to understand the difference between confidence and egotistical. Okay. Now, this is why he's triggered. He sees you as this Empress. You've got it going on. You're all out in a bag of chips. He doesn't see himself that way. He doesn't see himself on that level. And so that triggers his self-esteem issues. And that's why he runs from you. That's why he runs from you, because you literally bring that pain up in him. My dad is a Leo. He runs from my dad. Sometimes it pisses me. Yeah. And that's what's up. So you're literally bringing to the surface something that he needs to work on. You're doing a job here from a spiritual standpoint, whether you realize it or not. You're mirroring a big wound of his around his self-esteem and his self-confidence. And instead of him choosing to face that and deal with it and work on it, he's running from it. If that makes sense. That's what's up. I can tell you that right. That's why it's so hard. That's why you trigger him. That's why it's so much work, because he feels like he's got to do a lot of work to be good enough to be with an Empress. In actuality, he doesn't, but he thinks he does because his self-esteem is in the toilet. Does this make sense, Joy? This is what I'm picking up. You got to let me know if this helps you. So you're very much on the brain, and he's very much on the run. He's very much on the run. You are welcome. You are welcome. You don't level down. Yes, yes. And Joy, it's interesting that you mentioned that your dad is a Leo. He reminds me of my dad sometimes, and it pisses me off. This Leo may be mirroring some wounds of your own that go back to some childhood trauma. Possibly. Yeah, and of course he's dating someone new. And I would be willing to bet thousands of dollars that whoever he's dating is a nothing and a nobody and a big fat loser and probably ugly as fuck, because it makes him feel great about himself. Brit girl, I'm telling you, that's a lot of your problem, Brit girl. You're an Empress. Literally. That's your problem. It's so easy for me to point to other people and say, here's your problem. But anyway, my grandmother's a Leo. My late husband was a Leo. Wow. But that's what's up, Joy. I would not be surprised if you guys were both mirroring each other's wounds. You'll have to let me know if that makes sense to you, Joy. You'll have to let me know if that makes sense. We will subconsciously choose people to recreate trauma. And that's what you probably both are doing, have done, Joy, you and this Leo. And recreate trauma that is unprocessed, that you've not worked through. We will subconsciously choose people to recreate that experience. And it sounds crazy, but that's what we do. That's what we do. There you go, Brick Girl, and I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. I hope that helped you, Joy. Thank you so much, as always, for booking a reading. And next up, we got Chloe. Chloe, I'm going to get to you in just a second. I got to check something, and then we will get to you. Let's see what's up. Yes, people don't ever talk about that, but it is. It's quite triggering, quite difficult. But okay, let's do. Let's go to Chloe. Let me timestamp for Chloe real quick. Okay, so Chloe broke no contact yesterday and told him bluntly why I am hurt, hoping for change plus a ring. Please, marriage, please read. Oh, okay. Chloe and Aquarius. Person of interest is Andy the Gemini. What is the outcome? Will I marry him and have a happy forever marriage with him? Let's see what we can find out, beautiful Chloe. Let's see what we can find out. Let's see what's up, beautiful. I was trying to think of how I was going to approach this. Give me the joint energies between Chloe, the Aquarius, and Andy, the Gemini, going forward. Chloe, the Aquarius, and Andy, the Gemini, going forward. Give me the joint energies between these two. Give me the joint energies between these two going forward. What do we see the future looking like between these two? Chloe and Andy, Aquarius and Gemini. Chloe, the Aquarius, and Andy, the 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 Gemini. Going forward, what do we see these two? How is this going to end up between these two? How's this going to go? Six of Swords in the reverse, Empress, Five of Cups. Oh, gosh. I think that there is going to be... a very strong attempt to work things out. I see a reconciliation and possibly even wifing you up with the Empress card. Okay. There's that energy here. The problem is the last card, the Five of Cups. I don't know if this change, that I do feel like you will see a change. I feel like it might be temporary. I don't think it is going to solidify the change that you see in this Gemini. I think this Gemini does not want to hurt you. I think that you guys have a strong soul bond. I think this Gemini loves you. I see that. I think the Gemini, here's the issue. Here's what I feel, Chloe. Let me just tell you what I'm seeing here. I think this Gemini has a lot of sincerity and a lot of want to. And I think you do. I think the problem is this. What I'm seeing is in the cards is two people who want things to be different but don't know what to do to make them different. There's a lot of sincerity and there's a lot of good intentions. The reason the change doesn't stick, you can't. Okay, I think this Gemini is going to say, I will change. And I think this Gemini will mean it when he says it. I think he will mean it with everything in him based on the cards that I'm seeing. I think he will be sincere. The problem is you cannot just look at a behavior and say, I am going to white knuckle it and change my behavior because I love Chloe. You can't, it won't work. It won't work. You've got to go beneath the behavior. The behavior is just a symptom, not the problem. And you can't change behaviors by treating the symptom. You've got to go to the root of the problem. Think of this like a weed in a garden. If you cut the weed off, it's going to grow back. You've got to go beneath the surface where you cannot see and go to the root and get that. And the same is true when you are dealing with issues like this. You've got to go into the subconscious, which is where the driving problem is that is driving the behaviors that you're hoping that will change. Okay. And until that happens, despite the best efforts, there's not going to be permanent change. In order to have permanent change, you've got to treat the problem and not the symptom. Okay. And I'm not a mental health professional, but I've read probably 30 something books on Jungian psychology and the subconscious and human behavior. And I've been in therapy a lot myself, and I've learned a lot about human behavior in my 60 something years on the planet. And this is what I feel like I am seeing here. I don't think your Gemini is a fuckboy at all. I don't. And I'll be honest with you. A Gemini male that's not a fuckboy is rare. So this Gemini has surprised me. I'm going to be real with you. I like this Gemini, but the Gemini has now, could this all change? Absolutely. Absolutely. But the Gemini and you both need to get on a shadow work journey and work on the problems, the subconscious issues, because you both have to do the work. Because right now you're both energetically aligned with relationship challenges, you and the Gemini. So you've got your own issues, and it's not that you're doing something wrong. Let me tell you what one of your main behavior is that you may or may not realize. You are subconsciously choosing someone who is behaving in a way that you know you deserve better than. So you see the disconnect with that. So you've got to look at what's driving you to be attracted to and choose someone who is behaving in such a way. And I'm not saying that you want to choose a different person, but you got to look at the root problem of that and treat it, go beneath the surface, do the shadow work associated with that. He's got to go beneath the surface and look at what's driving his behavior. That's the only way to have long-term success in this thing. I think there's a strong desire on both parts. I think there's a lot of room for communication about this, but without it, it's going to go by the wayside again, despite the fact that you both want to be with each other. That's what I see. Oh, well, if that's the case, then if he won't even take responsibility for his behaviors, he's definitely not going to do the work. So Chloe, at this point, with what you've told me and what I've seen in the cards, the fact that he threw this back at you without telling you he's sorry, then it's incumbent upon you to separate from this thing and get yourself in a better energetic vibration. Hey, Aries Beauty, I am still open for questions. I absolutely am. But Chloe, at this point, if he's not willing to accept responsibility, you don't have a snowball's chance in hell. If he can't see that he's got a problem, he's not going to do anything to fix it. So there you go. So I do see him coming back around, and I see him talking about marriage with you. And it is possible that you guys could get married, but I don't think you'll be happy. I absolutely don't. I absolutely don't. I don't think it's lasting, and it's not going to, and that's because, I mean, the first step is him admitting that he's got a problem. I didn't even know he wouldn't do that. If he's not going to do that, then we ain't got a snowball's chance in hell. Awareness. Step one is admitting we got a problem. I got a problem. If he can't do that, you don't have a choice. You don't have any you don't have a chance. I think you have a chance to get back with him, and I think you have a chance for marriage, but I don't think you have a chance for changed behavior. That's what I'm seeing. And that's why the cards are speaking. Do I think he loves you? I do. Yeah. And that ego is covering up. The reason he doesn't want to admit that he's got issues, that ego, all of this speaks to a low self-esteem. Yeah, I think he has a good heart too. I'm seeing it in the cards. But I think the ego and the unwillingness to admit and look in the mirror speaks to a low self-esteem. He doesn't have the courage to admit that he's got a problem. And that can be very problematic, because in spite of the fact that he's got a good heart, hurt people. He's got a wound that he won't look at and he won't fix. And until he does it, he's going to hurt anybody around him, right? Hey, sunflowers, you're fine. But I hope that helped you, Chloe. I hope that helped you, love. You put in one, sunflower? You put in one as Miss Early? Let me take a look. But Aries Beauty, yes, we are still taking questions. We absolutely are. And if you need me to drop the links, I can. In fact, I think it may still be, hold on a minute. I think it still may be on my clipboard. Let me see if it will, if I can paste again. Yep, there it is right there. Oh, you did book as Miss Early. I see you. I'll just put you as, I'll just put you as Miss Early. Or Melanie. And you're after Alyssa. I spelled Alyssa's name wrong. I just realized that. Let me fix that. And then I'll put you here. We all go through identity crisis. Not a big deal, I promise you. Oh, thanks, Alyssa. You are welcome. You are welcome, Chloe. Thank you. Thank you. And I just got, who just came in? Another one just came in. Who was it? I'll just go ahead and update that while I'm doing. Xavier. All right. Sarah, that's, I mean, yeah, okay, sorry. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. It is crazy. But, it's kind of like, I don't really care. I don't care if people misspell my name. All right. Let me put Xavier's name after Melanie. All right. Give me 1 second, Alyssa, and then we'll go from there. Give me 1 second. All right. Here we go, Alyssa. Here we go. All right. So, Alyssa, Aquarius X, what is my Aquarius X future actions toward me, if any at all? We're going to find out. Hey, Alyssa, remind me your zodiac sign again. I know you gave me your Aquarius X's sign, but give me your sign too, my love. I know I've read for you before, but I can't remember your sign. I'm sorry. It's the I'm going to blame the Gemini brain. Okay. Let's see what's up with this Aquarius X toward Alyssa, the Virgo. What are the future actions of this Aquarius X toward Alyssa, the Virgo? The same way I do it, Brit girl. Whenever people book and they put their name clearly, and I misspell it anyway on the thing. I do, but at least I catch it at some point. Give me this Aquarius X toward Alyssa, the Virgo. Give me the Aquarius X toward Alyssa, the Virgo, please. Give me the Aquarius X toward Alyssa, the Virgo. Give me the Aquarius X toward Alyssa, the Virgo. Give me the Aquarius X toward Alyssa, the Virgo. Give me the Aquarius X toward Alyssa, the Virgo. Three of Wands, Temperance, Two of Swords in reverse. You've got communication at some point, and I do mean at some point. This is slow, very divine timing, and I know that's, hard to hear. Three of Wands is kind of a waiting card. So is the Temperance card, but there's investment here. Okay, there's investment when those are in the upright, and they are. Two of Swords in reverse, that speaks to somebody reaching out in a peaceful way, but let's see more about what that Two of Swords involves. Two of Swords in reverse. Give me more on this Two of Swords in reverse toward Alyssa from this Aquarius. He's going to ask you back. Eight of Cups in reverse. Why is the Six of Cups in reverse? Here's what's crazy. Page of Wands in reverse. Here's what's crazy, Alyssa. I think this Aquarius is going to ask you back and try to work things out with you. But the Aquarius has got some kind of baggage or some kind of issues. I don't know what that is with the Six of Cups here in the reverse and the Page of Wands here in the reverse, King of Swords here in the reverse. There's something here that he's not dealt with, and I don't know, it could be stubbornness. This Aquarius could actually be holding a grudge. That's another thing with this, and may not even realize it. So I do see the Aquarius coming towards you. I really do. The problem is it may not be in the best of energy. I think the Aquarius will want to work things out. But at the end of the day, oh, really? Okay, so that makes sense to you. Now, I'm going to give you Auntie Karen's advice. You can take it or not, but I've learned this through the School of Hard. Y'all know what the School of Hard Knocks is? Like, I learned this the hard way. Alyssa, I always tell people, do not put your life on hold. There is a reason I say that, because I did. And I wasted a lot of my life that I could have been doing my thing and being happy, right? And I don't want to see other people doing that. I feel like this Aquarius will come around. I don't think it's in the most perfect of energies, but then there is no such thing as perfection. So, but I don't think it's anytime soon. And so don't put your life on hold in the meantime, waiting on this, right? Yes, no one's ever said, I'm so glad I waited and waited and waited. Yeah, I love that. Green-eyed devil, I never thought of that, but it's true. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, there's not a day of our life that's guaranteed. And I personally, I know we're here for a lot of spiritual reasons, and I get it. I do. I take my spirituality very seriously, and y'all know that. And I take it seriously, stressing the importance to the people that I read cards for. Okay. Because that's why I'm here. But I also take something else seriously. While I know that we have a lot of spiritual responsibilities to take care of in this lifetime, we're also here to live our life. And I believe that you should live every day of your life, not just exist and not just wait. If that makes sense. So I think the Gemini in me says find a balance between the spirituality that you're called to do and having fun that makes life bearable. Right. Well, hello to yourself, Lauren. How are you doing? It's good to see you. You're welcome. And I hope that gave you some clarity, Alyssa. I hope that helped you, my love. My little Virgo friend. Happy birthday, probably belated. We're at the end of Virgo season. I don't know when your birthday was, but happy birthday. All right, Jasmine, you are after Xavier. Let me add you to the list. All right, let's see. Let's go over here. Next up is Miss Early. Add me paying now. Okay, I got you. I got you, Miss Lauren. It's LOL. Oh my God, I never thought of that, green-eyed devil. Lauren of Light is LOL. For my question, I don't know if that question is written correctly. If not, you can change it to fit. So, okay, let's talk about it. Let me look and see what you put, Love Bug. Let's see what we got, sweetie. Let me timestamp for you first. First things first. All right, let's see what we got. Who is drawn to me romantically now or in the future? Potential lovers. You did pull for me about having multiple options in a personal. Okay, let's see what we can find out. That's worded perfectly. That is worded perfectly. Let's see what's up. I got you, Lauren. You're after Jasmine. It just came through, my love. I'll put it on the screen in a minute. All right. Let's see what kind of options are coming toward Maylani. Maylani, I know you have told me this 100 times, and you are probably going to get mad at me for asking you this, but remind me your zodiac sign because I have Gemini brain, and I'm sorry. But we're going to find out about your options and see what we can find about love. Aquarius. Okay, beautiful. All right, let's see what's up. Hey, listen, Brit girl, you may be an all-tired hag, and by the way, you're not. You're beautiful. But at least you're not a selfish cow, Brit girl. I love you, Brit girl. I hope you have great sleep. Let's see what's the future options for Maylani, the Aquarius, please. What are the future options for Maylani, the Aquarius? What are the future options for Maylani, the Aquarius? What are the options? What is around Maylani romantically now and in the future? Now and going forward, give me Maylani's love life. Tell me more about what we see around Maylani, the Aquarius. Tell me about the options now and going forward romantically for Melanie, the Aquarius, please. Couple of people already showing up with potential here. 2 of Wands. Let's see. Why is the 4 of Cups here? 8 of Wands around. There's somebody here. I don't know if you're going to. There's somebody here that you don't like. There's one of these that you don't like that's like a no-go. We see that with the 4 Cups, 8 of Wands in reverse, Page of Wands in reverse. You stop talking to that one pretty early on. I don't know. They could be fugly. But let's find out about this other one because you've got one here that I see potential with. And I want to know more about that 2 of Wands, please. Can you please tell me more about the 2 of Wands? Tell me more about this for Melanie. Tell me more about this for Melanie. Here's what it's telling me. And my cards are being sassy with me at the moment, Melanie. My cards are being sassy. My cards are saying, okay, she's got something coming toward her that is great and fated, but not yet. The timing is not right. Why? Because she got to get over an ex. You got to work through some obstacles here associated with an ex. Okay. So my cards are, I mean, it's, yeah, I did say fugly. So I see somebody here that comes towards you and you're like, me, okay? And it could, I mean, they may not be fugly. It could just be somebody that's just not, But my cards are being a little bit, they're like, tell her that she's got to get over this ex first. Wheel of Fortune in reverse, Judgment in the reverse. That's the obstacle. That's why the Wheel of Fortune is in reverse. It's here, but it's on hold. And it's a timing thing. It's a timing thing. You got to work through something with an ex, all right? And I do feel like you will. There's some kind of pattern that you've got to break. I don't know what it is. There's some kind of a pattern you've got to break. It could have to do with codependency. It could have to do with emotional vulnerability. With the Queen of Cups here in the reverse, 9 of Wands in the reverse, 5 of Cups. I'm not sure what that is. And it could be a number of things. I mean, but there's some kind of pattern here. And you've got to dig deep to find it, Melanie. You know what I think, Melanie? Overgiving and rushing things and blind to red flags. Yeah. You know what else I think, Melanie? Can I tell you? Let me ask you if this makes sense to you. Let me say this. Hear me out, Melanie. Sometimes we are in patterns that we're not aware of because they're driven by the subconscious. But sometimes we can have something that will bring it to our conscious. I want you to, I'm going to say something to you, and I want you to think about this for a minute and see if there's a possibility that this is something you're subconsciously doing and don't realize it. The overgiving and rushing things and ignoring red flags. And you know what? I think that leads to something else. And I think the something else is something I'm seeing in the cards. I think what happens is you become blind to the red flags, you overgive, and you expect others to overgive, and you have these high expectations that people are going to give on the same level you do. And you've overlooked these red flags. So you've kind of got this skewed view of them. And then when they don't give to the same level that you do, and they don't live up to these expectations, then you become sorely disappointed and almost judgmental, not in a bad way. But I don't want you to take this wrong, but sometimes that ignoring the red flags, we can have higher expectations of people than they are going to be able to give. And then that makes us feel very resentful and judgy sometimes. You let me know if that makes sense. You're a fixer-upper, Bob the Builder. Okay, yes. And then when they don't fix up like they're supposed to, you're like, how dare them? And you get angry at them. Let me know if this makes sense to you. This is what I'm seeing in the cards. And it's interesting because I think your comment helped me to know more about what I got in the cards. I'm like, why is she so disappointed in holding people to high standards? And that's why, because you are holding yourself to a high standard and you're expecting everybody else to overgive just like you do. And they're not going to. But yes, get some boundaries. As Green Eyed Devil says, you only give to the extent that is reasonable and appropriate. Crystal, how you doing? Let me know if we've had a breakthrough, Maylani. Let me know if you feel like we've had a breakthrough and you see something that you didn't see before that you need to work on. Let me know if that works for you. That is so true. Yes, it's not your job to fix people. That's their job. Yes, if they don't care enough to do it, then you shouldn't care enough. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Okay, good. This definitely does. Hell yes. I love it when we have a breakthrough here at the cottage. I fucking love it. I fucking love it. So, Maylani, back to what you asked about future romance. It's here. It's on hold. That's why the Wheel of Fortune is reversed. It's on hold, and this is one of the blockages. Absolutely, of course. And I've time-stamped for you. You'll see the timestamp. So if you want to rewatch, from where we started your reading up until whenever, then you'll be able to at any point. Okay? Does that make sense? Maylani, guess what this is? Guess what you just did right here in front of God and everybody? Everybody listening can learn from this. When you have something that you are doing that is driven from something in your subconscious and you don't realize it, and it comes to your conscious and you then realize it and you see it, that is integration of the shadow. Maylani just had a shadow work breakthrough. And you never know when it's going to happen sometimes, but more often than not, it happens when we're alone. We'll say, God, I didn't realize I was doing that. But this is pivotal. And Maylani, I'll probably come back to this as well, because this is beautiful. This is transformation, my love. This is why I do what I do, to help people have the breakthroughs that they see. Yes, a phase of the journey. That's so amazing. Congratulations. I'm proud of you, Maylani, and I hope you're proud of yourself. That's what I'm talking about, folks. And see, that's what I'm talking about. And to be honest, Maylani, here's what I believe. First of all, I know you're a good person. I know you're a sweetheart, okay? Your heart is good. But you know what I'd be willing to bet? That when you get in these connections, your behavior, when they start acting the fool, your behavior, you probably go into bitch mode. And are you a bitch? No, you're not a bitch. Of course you're not a bitch, but your behavior would suggest that, because you've got that wound associated with doing too much and then having resentful. And it probably makes you come off as snitty or bitchy or whatever. And you're not a bitch. No, not at all. You're a great person with a big, big heart. Okay. Yes, because the bitch will bring on another bitch. That's why you're dealing. Yes, exactly. And so when you fix that inside you, then you won't be choosing bitches, right? Yes. See, exactly. And it created resentment. I literally saw that. The resentment with the Queen of Swords in reverse, right? There you go. I turned into someone I didn't want to be. And let me say this. When we are in these connections, see, this triggered something in you that you didn't even know you had the capability to be. I turned into someone I didn't want to be. And that's because it revved up, it triggered something deep in your subconscious that you haven't worked through. And yes, we've all done that. You're not alone. You are absolutely normal and on point and making great progress seeing this. This was the trigger within you, right? This was the trigger within you. And so good, because now you're starting to see it. And the awareness, like Green Eyed Devil said earlier when we were doing a different reading, awareness is the biggest hurdle. When you see it, that's when you can start fixing it. That is the biggest. It's not the only thing you got to do, but it's the biggest thing. It's the biggest thing. It's huge when you can see it. Yes. And you know what's interesting? You've always been a great person, and you're on the journey of you're on self-improvement journey. You're on the journey to becoming even better. And I'm here for it. I'm here for the glow up. I love it. I love it. Awesome sauce. Let me know if that helped you, love bug. But yes, we time-stamped this, and this will be on YouTube, and you can go back and watch it at any time. And the timestamp will be in the comments whenever we finish. I always timestamp. I haven't always timestamped many readings, but I have in the last, I've started in about the last year. I charge a little bit more so that I do less of them, and I have more time to get into stuff like this. And I have time to actually timestamp. I like this better. I know I charge more for my mini readings than a lot of other folks, but it's because I really try to give you something that you can walk away with that's going to make a difference and help you. It matters to me. And I would rather do less of them and make a bigger impact, if that makes sense. And some people watch me, even that they don't do many, they don't book many readings, and they'll say that it helps just to listen. And so I'm happy to do that. Happy Friday Eve to you, Crystal. How you doing? All right. Let's go to Xavier. So happy it's Thursday, right? I've still got 2 more hours and 11 minutes on Thursday before we get to Friday, but I'll take it. You're nervous? Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. This is Aries Beauty. All right, let me timestamp for you, my love. Let me timestamp for Xavier 147.50. All right, here we go. 7 a.m. 7 here in Cal. Yeah. Oh, you're on the West Coast. I love that. I love that. By the way, your governor I love your governor. And I won't get too political, but I just think he's all that in a bag of chips. Anyway. All right, here we go. Aries Beauty. This question might be out of the ordinary, but the love department has been stagnant. That's not out of the ordinary. I have been asked that before. It's not unusual to be asked that. I love that. Don't be nervous, Aries Beauty. But I'm going to read it out loud, though. So we want to know if we're going to get some action anytime soon. We're gonna find out if we get a little bit of action. I love fire signs. I swear to God, you guys are something else. All right, it's like that's something I would ask. Okay, I get it. Let me stop laughing for a minute. I don't know why I'm laughing. I think what I'm laughing at is the preface of this may be a little bit out of the ordinary, but I want to know. Anyway, I'm sorry. It was just the way you worded it. It was so funny. All right, let's see. How do things look in the boinky department for Aries Beauty? How do things look going forward in the boinky department for Aries Beauty? What do we have here? How do things look in the boinky department for Aries Beauty? I got you, Jim Z. I got you. How do things look in the Blinky department for Aries Beauty? How do things look in the Blinky department for Aries Beauty? Jasmine, I forgot to, you're before Lauren. I'm going to fix that. How do things look in the Blinky department for Aries Beauty? I think it's going to happen. Oh, God. I think it's going to happen, but I kind of get an interesting energy here. It feels like not for a while. It feels like you've got to kind of get, and you're going to hate this, you're going to have to get comfortable. I'm trying to think of a way to put this, Aries Beauty. You're going to have to get comfortable taking care of this in other ways. I do see it. I do see it. But I think that it's going to be a minute. I think it's going to be a minute more. Yes, Green-Eyed Devil, by all means, chime in. I do see it happening. It's kind of weird. I want to go back and clarify the Seven of Wands in reverse a little bit. And I think if I clarify that, I think if this is saying what I think it's saying, I think Aries Beauty, I think you're going to tell me to eat shit and die. But I'm going to find out if this is saying what I think it's saying with the Seven of Wands in reverse. Oh, God, you're going to hate me, Aries Beauty. You're going to hate me. My cards are saying the next time you have boinky boinky, it's going to be with someone that you're in love with. Crystal. Like a religious experience. When you call my name, it's like a little prayer. I'm down on my knees. You know what that's about, that song, right? I'm just saying. Anyway. But my cards are saying the next time you have boinky boinky, it's going to be with somebody that you have feelings for. Yeah. Fellatio, I know. And my cards are also saying this, and you're going to hate me. And I can't believe my cards are doing this to me. I'm like, are you for real? But listen, I am not the moral police, okay? But apparently my cards are saying, remember the value of that hoo-ha, okay? Remember that hoo-ha has value. The cards are saying, don't let just anybody have access to that hoo-ha. Remember who you are. You are an empress, right? And the Seven of Wands in reverse speaks to feelings. It's going to be somebody that you caught feelings for and possibly in a relationship with that Empress card. But it's somebody that you've got potential with. It's somebody that you've got something really nice potential with. So the good news is we do see the love department picking up at some point, because I know you said that had been stagnant. That's the good news. I do see you having love again, but I think that's also when you're going to have boinky again. Green-Eyed Devil, you are hysterical. I hope that helped you, Aries Beauty. I hope that helped you, love. I'm also kind of getting this energy of make them work to get access to that. Make them do some work to get to that. That cookie. That good, right? Thank you, Crystal. I think it will be worth the wait. Probably, Emma. Probably. That's probably not a bad idea. Yes, it takes the edge off, and yes, then you don't feel the need to say yes to just anything, and then you can really be protective of that good. Okay, your cookie has value, right? Literally, and so if you take the edge off, then you don't have to open open up to just anybody. Take that however you will. But Aries Beauty, thank you for a great question. I hope that helped you, love. Energy exchange. Yes, that's a good point. That's a good point. You are welcome. And thank you, Aries Beauty, as always. As always. Green-eyed Devil, you are hilarious. She is one hilarious Sagittarius. Is she not? She's freaking funny as all get out. But like, she's serious. See, she's a typical Sagittarius. Sagittarius will say stuff and they're dead serious, but like, I'll just laugh. It's like, I don't know what it is. Sagittarians don't necessarily mean it to be funny, but it's like, I'm just dying laughing. I think it's because Sagittarius are so incredibly blunt. And they say what all of us think, right? That's true, Ms. Early. Cards just pick up many things and will just give you insight to what you need to hear. Yeah. Yeah. All right, Jasmine, you are up next, my love. Jasmine, let's go. Let's go, Miss Jasmine. Let's see what's going on with Jasmine. Jasmine, and she has two questions. I'm no longer in love with my ex, but I can feel him wanting to come back. Am I imagining this? New love interest is younger than me. Is he interested in me? Let's find out, Jazzy. Hey, let me know if you need clarification. No, it makes sense to me. It absolutely makes sense to me. Give me your zodiac sign, Jazz, and we will look at the ex. If you know the ex's zodiac sign and the new person, give me both of those too. And we'll go from there, and then I'll be ready. It's a great question. I'm no longer in love with my ex, but I can feel him energetically wanting to come back. Am I imagining this? That is a great question. Sometimes that can happen for so many different reasons, but the cards can definitely give us clarity on that. So good question, Jazz. Good question. I am a Leo. Ex is Aquarius. New love interest is a Gemini. All right. That is so cool. That is so cool, Jazz. That is so cool. Let's see what's up with this Aquarius. Let's see what's going on with this Aquarius toward Jasmine. Give me this Aquarius toward Jasmine the Leo. Give me the Aquarius toward Jasmine the Leo. Give me the Aquarius toward Jasmine the Leo. Give me this Aquarius toward Jasmine the Leo. Give me this Aquarius toward Jasmine, the Leo. Give me this Aquarius toward Jasmine, the Leo. Girl, he's in love with you. Okay. You're not just imagining it. I get it that you wanted clarification because sometimes it can be other things making us feel this. In your case, it's just a real straightforward, he's in love with you. He's focused on you. And Magician here, I don't know what he's doing. We're going to find out with that Magician card, but he's definitely hoping for an opportunity with you. He sees you as his person, the Empress card. King of Cups, deeply in love with you, and the Magician, and we are going to see what is in that energy, okay? So let's see what we've got here. Give me the Magician. Give me the Magician on this Aquarius, please. Give me this Magician. Give me this Magician. I don't want to say too much, but that's definitely a card about taking some sort of action. I'm going to see what it is. It's in the upright, so there's that. And he is deeply in love with her. He is deeply in love with Jasmine. Deeply in love with that King of Cups and the Empress. God. Insanity. Jasmine, was he in another connection? Has he been dealing with someone? This Aquarius? That you know of? Because I do see him taking some action, but it's toward a third party. And it's Xing out. It's getting rid of a third party and getting single. So that Magician would be preparing to come toward you. If it's not that, then I will interpret it another way towards the new connection and him trying to, he has a girlfriend who is pregnant. He's planning on, he's leaving that. If he has not already left, he's out. If he's not, 4 of Wands reverse, 9 of Pentacles, 7 of Swords reverse, he regrets the hell out of that. He regrets the hell out of that girlfriend. He regrets the hell out of it. That's why the 7 of Swords is here in the reverse. He's got big regret, but he ain't staying there. He gonna get single. And what he's doing, supposedly it's toxic. Yeah. So he's literally getting himself single. So that's why the Magician card is here. He's taking action. And I think his plan is, and I'm going to get more on this, but I think his plan is to pop up. It is the Lover's card. Chariot. You're not lying. Your gut is spot on, Jasmine. Your gut is spot on. He's definitely, I know, green-eyed devil, I get it. But yeah, you are picking up something. I feel like with the Lover's card and between seeing the Lover's card here and what you've told me in the question, Jasmine, you guys have some sort of a plutonic psychic connection. No, you're not. And you can feel his energy. You guys probably have a very intense connection. That's the best way to put it, between you and the Aquarius. You guys probably triggered the hell out of each other in the best and the worst ways. There's a very, very deep Pluto type feeling that I'm getting for this. And I don't have that in the cards, but just with what I'm seeing in the cards combined with what you're telling me and how you're picking up on this psychically, I think Pluto is, you guys probably have some Pluto stuff going on. Yeah, steel cage or death match. Exactly. Yeah. Steel cage or death match. Yes. But yeah, you're not crazy. You're not crazy. The cards are absolutely confirming your feelings. But I get it, because when you're in that situation, you can second guess yourself, because you're like, am I crazy? What? I like getting an outside opinion whenever I have stuff like this. So I get where you're coming from, and I get that confirmation can help you. Right. When you know, I'm the same. There you go. You're not crazy. You are definitely picking up on something. Jazzy, where's the psychic placements in your chart? You got something going on, girl. Yes, you're not crazy. I want to get the Gemini next. The new person. Give me this Gemini toward Jazzy the Leo. Give me the Gemini toward Jasmine the Leo. I know we've been reading about these Geminis a lot. Leo, Sun, Virgo, Moon, Gemini rising. Oh, wow, you're a Gemini rising like me. I love that. I love that. Geminis tend to like Leos, and that Virgo Moon, that Gemini will vibe with that Virgo Moon and your Gemini rising. Gemini might vibe with you. Let's see. Let's get the Gemini toward Jazzy. Let's get the Gemini towards Jazz the Leo. Give me the Gemini toward Jasmine. Exactly, green-eyed devil. We like smart people. And we tend to like Leos. We tend to like Leos. I see that a lot. Give me the Gemini toward Jazzy the Leo. Give me the Gemini toward Jazz the Leo. Oh, Gemini, come on now. Oh, my Lord. Oh, he's being a Gemini. All right, listen. Here's the thing. Gemini is so enamored with you. Let me start with the good. Gemini looks at you and says she's the whole package. She's the whole package. Unfortunately, I'm not the marrying kind. That's the Gemini. Unfortunately, I'm not really going to be stable enough to settle down because I'm not emotionally mature. Four of Wands in reverse, King of Cups in reverse. How he sees you, Empress upright. He knows you're the whole package. He knows you got it going on. He knows you bring everything to the table that would make him happy. The problem is he's just not there yet. And sometimes Geminis never get there. I'm not saying that he will or won't, but he's Gemini. He's Gemini, and we are so slow to grow up and emotionally mature. And sometimes we never do, unfortunately. Gemini, this Gemini is blown away by you. Does this shock me with your placements and seeing this Empress? No. Because let me just say something about that Leo fixed energy that's very grounding to a Gemini. You have the Gemini rising and the Leo fire. That makes you very grounding, and we like that. It makes us feel anchored. That's why Geminis like fixed signs. We also like Virgos for the same reason, plus Virgos are smart as hell. And so it's like you're the whole package to this Gemini. The problem is the Gemini is just not really ready to deal with the whole package. Yes, you're a very safe, secure feeling person, and he is genuinely attracted to you. On top of that, you're very safe, you're very secure, you ground and you anchor this Gemini, and he's very attracted to you. And he probably looks at you and just thinks, God, I wish I was just ready for this, There's going to be this, I may be wrong, but this is the kind of thing where you read tarot and you see this guy 10 years down the road going, God, I should have had my shit together. I really blew it with the best thing that ever crossed my path. because you probably are. I'm going to see if anything might change with this Gemini down the road, but at the same time, I'm also going to tell you not to put your life on hold. But we'll get a little bit more. You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy, Jazz? Here's what I predict on this thing, or here's what my cards are saying is going to happen. What's likely to happen is this. You'll lose patience and move on, and he's going to pop up and he's going to be serious. And he's going to get reeled in, but it's down the road. And it may be that it's after you even get booed up with another person, possibly. Very possibly. But I see him being squirrely for the time being. But do I feel like there's going to come a point in time where he's going to pop up and literally pop the question? Probably. I do. High Priestess Reverse, Hierophant, Three of Cups. I definitely do. So let me say this, Jazz. Don't stop talking to him, but just don't put all your eggs in one basket. Does that make sense? Keep your options open. I mean, I think he would be fun. Geminis are going to always be fun, right? But just don't let yourself get set up to get hurt and catch deep feelings, right? And just take it as it goes. And if you can approach it that way, and having that Gemini rising, you probably can. I don't know. It just kind of depends. But if you can approach it that way, then you'll be okay. That's what I see. Yeah, that's a good question. Your Venus sign and your Mars. See, it's hard for me because I have a Gemini. I'm a lot of Gemini, but I have a lot of water behind all of that. So I can, there you go. There you go. That's what I would do. That would be my advice to you. Let me know how this plays out, Jasmine. Keep me posted. Oh, that Venus in Cancer. See, I have a Venus in Cancer too. If I start catching feelings, it's over. But it does take a lot for me to catch feelings. That's one thing, though. It is tough. It's harder to keep yourself from catching feelings with a Venus in Cancer, but you might be okay too. You might, as long as you've got more than one thing going on, then yeah. Right. But I get it. I feel you, Jazz. And you've got that Leo sun too, man, and that Venus in Cancer. I'm going to tell you one thing I know about you, Jazz. When you do fall, you love hard. You are loyal to the core. There's nothing you would not do for someone that you truly love. I can tell you that. With Leo sun and Venus in Cancer, oh my God. Any water Venus is hard when it comes. Yeah. Hard and fast, but easy for me to detach. Yeah. Yeah. I see that. Keep us posted. Yes, anytime you have a water Venus in those kind of situations, it can be difficult. And I know I've got that Cancer Venus as well, so I get it. That's a tough one. Yeah, it is. It's probably the Gemini that helps you able to do that. I have always been able to detach pretty easily with a few hard exceptions. There are a couple of them that was just very difficult, but it was when the Cancer and Venus had taken over. Right. But that's what's up. All right, Ms. Lauren. Lauren, did you send me an email or are you going to put it in the chat? You can do either one, Miss Lauren. Let me know. Taurus Mars. I have a Taurus Mars. No, she has oh, that's me. Yeah. Jazzy has a Gemini Mars. I have a Taurus Mars. And yes, it doesn't help. It makes it difficult. And I have a Taurus Mercury too. Yeah, yeah. I realized that. But I hope that helped you, Jazz. Me? Smooth operator? Well, I would like to think so, but I think it's sometimes that I'm just fooling myself. Thank you, Jazz. Thank you, as always. Lauren, are you here? Are you going to message me? Oh, really? Taurus Mercury is smooth operators. Okay. Oh, okay. I never thought of that, green-eyed devil. I never thought of that. I like that, though. That Taurus Mars can be, let me tell you something. And I know you know this, green-eyed devil. That Taurus Mars in the 12th house, that is a patient, vengeful, unseen. I never saw it coming, motherfucker. That is somebody that can plan and scheme and get you when you least expect it 10 years later. That is the ultimate grudge holder, right? It's not your fault that everything you say spreads smoother than cream cheese on a bagel. Oh my God. I don't think that about myself, but thank you, green-eyed devil. Lauren, where you at? Where is Lauren? Calling Lauren. She was here just a minute ago. She needs to get back up. There she is. Oh, I see question 2. What should I know about when I move next? Lauren, I didn't get your first question. It didn't print in the chat. Send me an email, Lovebug, because YouTube is YouTubing. That is absolutely correct. I am a Gemini rising with Taurus in the 12th house. CR, you are correct. They're not showing. Your second one did. Just shoot me an email real quick, Lauren. You got my email, enchantedcottage333@gmail.com. Yes, it makes it easier to tell because then you can know the houses if you know your birth time. That is correct. Your second question came through, Lauren, but not your first one. So just shoot me an email. Hey, Tina. Did you donate? Let me see. Hang on. Did I miss it? Hang on, Tina. I didn't see it come through, Tina. Did you do it on my website or on where'd you book it? We'll find it, Tina. We'll get you squared away. If you did it through my website, sometimes it takes it a couple of minutes. Oh, you sent an email? Okay, Laura, I'll look at it. But Tina, if you did it on my email, on my website, sometimes it takes a couple of minutes. So we'll give it a couple of minutes and we'll see if we can figure it out, Tina. Okay. My website. Okay, yeah. So it'll come through. It'll come through in a minute. Probably. Make sure you got an email confirmation, Tina. Make sure you got that, okay? Let me look at your email, Lauren. Hang on a second. Yeah, I got it. I got it. What's coming from our relationship with my Cap Cancer rising is energy. You are a Cap Aquarius rising. And then what should I know about where and when I move next? We'll find out. We'll find out, Ms. Lauren. What's coming up for this relationship with the Cap Cancer and the Cap Aquarius rising? Let's see. What's coming up with this relationship between these two Capricorns? Him, the Cancer rising, her, the Aquarius rising. What do we got? What's coming in this connection between these two? Give me the joint energies. Tina, it just came through. I see the notification, love. What's coming up for these two Capricorn suns? Him, Cancer rising, her, Aquarius rising. What's coming up for these two? What's coming up for these two? What's coming up for these two? Give me the joint energies going forward for these two. The joint energies going forward between these two. What's coming up between these two? Six of Cups in reverse, Nine of Wands in reverse, Magician. Actually, this is healthy but challenging. The outcome is good, but it's going to be a difficult process. But there's something transformative going on, Lauren. Okay. You or them, I don't know which, probably both of you, because we pulled the joint energies. You are working through some patterns, some baggage. Six of Cups in reverse, Nine of Wands in reverse. That's about breaking patterns, particularly when we have the Magician and the upright to go with it. So what I feel like is that there is some challenges. There are challenges between you two that you guys have probably triggered, more than likely. Okay. And you've mirrored each other. You've heard me talk about that, Lauren. You've mirrored some things in each other, some triggers, some baggage, some toxicity, and that's okay. The good news is I see you guys alchemizing it with the Magician card. I see you guys working through this and breaking patterns. That's why the Nine of Wands is here in the reverse. We're talking about the baggage in the Six of Cups in the reverse, right? And so there's some major changes. Not easy, but definitely good. Not easy, but definitely good. Wow. Okay. So I definitely feel that. I definitely feel like you guys are processing through a lot. I definitely feel that way. He used to run. Oh. Ace of Swords. That's the eureka moment. That's the, oh, I see. That's the, oh, I see. This, Lauren, were you here earlier when we were talking to Maylani Sunflows? And we were talking about the breakthrough of when something comes from the subconscious to the conscious mind, when we integrate, and that's alchemy all day long, right? We literally witnessed alchemy a while ago with Maylani, the breakthrough that we talked about. I don't know if you were here earlier, but that's this Ace of Swords, and that's why this has come out. That's the aha moment when it comes to the conscious mind, right? So I do like this. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be challenging, but I see some peace coming from it. Yes, exactly. Exactly. I see a reunion between you two. That's a celebration with the Three of Cups. I see it being difficult, but I see you guys working through it. I see it, and I like it. It's going to be hard, but I see you guys doing it. But it's worth it. It's worth it. There you go. There you go. So I think things are on a good, they're energetically going in a good direction, healthy direction. Yes, trucking up this mountain, so worth it. Yes, the only way out is through, and that's what's up. Yes, very worth it. Overall, it's going to take time and it's going to take work, but it's the makings of healthy in a relationship, right? I get that, green-eyed devil. I get that. But yeah, so I think you guys are in a good place, but don't either of you get complacent. You're his long. Neither one of you need to get complacent. You need to stay in this energy of being committed to the process, the self-improvement, both of you. So I like that for you, Lauren. I like it. So he says he doesn't know what to do. So get him in my shadow work stuff. Get him going on shadow work. That's what he needs to do. You probably both do. But definitely. So I hope that helps. I hope that helps. Yes, definitely. Hey, Lauren, look, I've got a 50% off on the first month right now on Patreon. Go take advantage of it. If you're not on Patreon, get on Patreon. I think that 50% off works on the upper level. The upper tier is the one where you get all the shadow work stuff. I think let me go look at that and see if I set that up that way. I meant to. But there's a promo code. You need the promo code, and I can give it to you real quick if you don't have it. But we did that. We put that in place earlier today. Let me see what it's on all tiers. I saw that, Emma. Thank you for joining. But here is you can do the Phoenix Rising. Oh, there's a couple of people that have already done it too. A0838. Here's the promo code. So when you and you can use that on either one of the tiers, but you want to do the Phoenix Rising tier because that's the one where you can get the shadow work stuff. Yes, Green Eyed Devil, you're on the Phoenix. There's a lot of people that are on that Phoenix Rising. So you not only get the extended tarot readings, but you also get the real good stuff to help you with the spirituality and the shadow work and all that stuff. There's astrology, all kind of stuff on there. It can be very transformative depending on the planets, for sure. Some of those planets can really, stir up some energy, Maylani. But yeah, so give that a shot and get it. It's on sale, I think, through end of the day tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. So let me know if that works for you. But yeah, go on there. And do you know how to find my Patreon, Lauren? I can put the link on here. I think it's below the video. Actually, it'll be below the video, the link to my Patreon, and you can use that code that I just put in the chat. Okay, good. And anybody that wants to be on Patreon, now's a good time to do it because you can get 50% off. Oh, you're already on. Oh, okay. I got you. Well, thank you, Emma. Thank you for the feedback. I'm glad you are enjoying. All right, Miss Tina, you are up. Give me 1 second, Tina. What am I looking for? Okay, here we go. Let me look over here. Oh, I forgot your movie question. I'm so sorry. Your second question. Let me find your second question. What should I know about where and when I move next? Okay, let's see what we got for you. I'm so sorry, Lauren. Here we go. Sorry. Okay. What can you tell me about the next move for Lauren? What does Lauren need to know about the next move? What does she need to know? What does she need to know about the next move? What does she need to know about the next move? What does Lauren need to know about the next move? What does Lauren need to know about the next move? What does Lauren need to know about the next move? What does Lauren need to know about the next move? What does Lauren need to know about the next move? The cards are saying this. Don't make a quick decision, Lauren. Don't make a quick decision. I think you may have some things that you are not expecting, some financial things that may impact your decision. Either that or, okay, let me also say this. What I'm getting here with the Two of Pentacles is you need to really, really, really do your homework before you solidify moving into a new place, whether it's a lease or a purchase or whatever. Okay. Really, really, really do the backstory, check out the landlord, check out the place, because that's one thing. Proceed with caution with the Two of Pentacles. Definitely suggest that there are things that you don't know that would affect your decision. And quite honestly, the things that I think you won't know could cost you a lot of money. Okay, with the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. And I'm not sure if you run across somebody that's not honest with you with this Page of Cups coming in the reverse or what, but I kind of feel like that what I'm getting to tell you is to hold off in general. Hold off in general. There's some things that you don't see coming, all right, that you kind of need to be prepared for financially. And I'm not sure if those are moving expenses or things that are coming before the move, but I think the timing may be a little bit off. Yeah, there's some obstacles here. You're going to know when it's right, but it's not yet. There is going to come a point where you are going to take the leap of faith, but it's not right now. There's obstacles here. And I feel like there may be some financial things that you're not aware of. I don't know if this makes sense to you or not, Lauren, but I think the time is not yet. I think the time is not yet. It'll happen. It's good. And I don't see it being forever. I definitely see something happening, but I don't see it right now. I hope that helps you, Lauren. Let me know. Hey, John Gillespie, how are you? Good to see you. Let me know if that helped you. That lines up. Would have to break a lease. Oh, wow. Wow, that's crazy. So you can get your chart read, or you can study it yourself, Maylani. You can go on Astro Cafe and get a lot. Oh, okay. So that's why we saw that Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. I think something's going to happen, but I would not rush it for sure. I love that, Lauren. Isn't that crazy? Ain't no rushing that man. Yeah. And look, Maylani, I do in those appointments that are one-on-one, I do chart analyses for people. I just did one for Steph not too long ago. She was here earlier. I don't know if she's still here. I just did her chart with her about 2-ish weeks ago. We did that. And I went through her chart with her, like in a live session. And so you can do that too. I enjoy doing that. It's a lot of fun. Anyhow. All right, Tina, you are after Lauren. Let me put your name up here. I think I put you in the chat, but I didn't put it up on the screen. So let me do that. Here we go. There's Tina. How you doing? All right. Let me pull your question up, Miss Tina. And let me timestamp for you. Hang on. You're good? Good, good, good. I'm glad. So, Tina, give me just a minute before we start your reading. Give me just a second. Give me about, I don't know what, 30 seconds. All right, give me 1 second. I'm just doing a couple things. I may let your reading be the last one. That we do, Tina, but I'm going to find out. Give me just a second. I know I'm taking forever, but you know, it is what it is. Just be patient with your girl. All right, here we go. Yes, we will let you be last. Hey, Moni. So I'm not understanding your question, Moni, but if you have a question that you want me to answer, you would have to book it by using the directions at the top of this chat. All right. All right, here we go, Miss Tina. Let me timestamp for you real quick, my love. All right. How will the relationship with my boss be, the Sag, and I, the Gemini, evolve as his business rapidly expands? Okay, Ms. Love, let's see what's going on, Tina. Let's see how this relationship goes between the Sag and you. How is this going to go between you two? Be the Sag and Tina the Gemini. Be the Sag and Tina the Gemini. How does this look going forward between these two? How does this evolve? How does this evolve? How does this evolve between these two? I definitely see a cooperative, cohesive energy at the moment with the Three of Wands. That's cooperative, that's cohesive, that's team. Good deal. Let's see what's up, Tina. Why are my cards going nuts? Let's see what's up. Give me how this evolves between V the Sagittarius and Tina the Gemini. Two of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, Six of Pentacles. I see it being cohesive. I see there being some internal tension. I see you guys working well together, but there's some internal tension in the brain. And I'm not sure what that's about with the Two of Pentacles, Nine of Swords. We'll see. There's like an undercurrent here. On the surface, things are cohesive, things are nice, things are smooth. We saw that Three of Wands. We see the Six of Pentacles. We see a good, solid dynamic between you two, but there's some underlying, there's something under, there's an undercurrent. Okay. And I'm going to find out what it is, Tina. And I'm not saying there's going to be a problem, but there's an undercurrent that's weird. There's a weird undercurrent that I want to get to the bottom of, Tina. Give me, why is this here? Why is this here? What are you trying to tell me with this undercurrent? What are you trying to tell me with this undercurrent, please? What are you trying to tell me with this undercurrent? He's sexually attracted to you. That's the issue. There's a lot of sexual tension. All right. And he does, you guys hold back, and that's the undercurrent. That's the frustration. That's the tension. There's sexual tension, and both of you hold back from acting on it. That's what I got. You got to let me know if that makes sense to you, Tina. You guys are attracted to each other big time. And it's crazy, but I don't see either of you acting on it. I don't see either of you. Yeah, Page of Cups in reverse. I see you keeping that under wraps. But I see it being yeah, it still comes up. I don't see you guys acting on it. I don't see you guys acting on it, but it's there. It's there. It's like, I don't know. It's that Gemini Sag thing. Right? That's what I see, Green. I swear to God, probably at some point you guys won't be able to hold back. Is this ever going to change? Yeah, you got Green-eyed devil is right, Tina. I think for a long time you guys are going to hold back, and then one day you're just going to fuck like rabbits. I mean, the best way to put it. But that's what I think. Yeah, that's what I see. That's crazy, Tina. You got to keep me posted. That's some tea, girl. Does this make sense to you? Does this track to you, Tina? Does this make sense, what I'm picking up? Let me know if that makes sense to you. That is so funny. Yes, I do see it on both sides. I do see that attraction on both sides, Miss Tina. I sure do. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, my love. I would be willing to bet that the banter between you two is hilarious. The conversation. And like, you could probably, the energy that I saw there, like when you guys are in a room together, it's like thick. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but it's just so thick that you could like cut it with a knife, right? You'll have to let me know if that makes sense. It's very magnetic. It can be offered. Yeah, I could see it. I could believe that with the cards, with what I saw. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, you would get a kick out of it if once you guys get past all the craziness captured on film, you guys would laugh about it. That's cute. Is that Gemini Sag thing? Is that Gemini Sag thing? Isn't that crazy though? Definitely. I think it's going to build, Tina. I think it's going to build. Kind of like, it feels to me like, you know, like a pressure cooker that just explodes. Oh. Green-eyed devil, that's hilarious. What you were talking about, ready and out the door. You know, I call that, you know, when you know you're gonna, you know, do the thing and you do all the prep work, you know what I'm saying? Like, it takes me a little bit longer, but I always call it getting myself highly fuckable. That's how I refer to it. When you know you're going to get some, you make yourself highly fuckable. I don't know how to explain it, but I like do all this. See, that's when my Taurus comes out, and I'm just like, all the self-care stuff, right? That's when my Taurus stellium takes over. It's funny. I love that, Tina. That's a strong Venus placement. That means Venus is in domicile in your chart, so that gives it some extra oomph because it's in the sign, one of the signs that it rules. Longest 5 minutes of anticipation. That's freaking funny. Emma, that's funny. That's freaking hilarious. That's funny. You nut. Ever dance with the devil under the pale moonlight with your no, take your pants off? That's freaking funny. Y'all are a mess. It's been a while. I heard that. I hear you. So, anyhow, all right, guys. Well, I think that's it. I think that's a wrap. Thanks to everybody that booked mini readings with me. I'm going to call it a night. And we'll get these timestamps up for everybody too. All right, y'all. Yes. Much love to everybody. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget that Patreon promo code. Go get your first month 50% off. All right. Thank y'all so much. I love you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye, y'all.